These two Claude codes are signed in as the same person, and they have access to the same MCP server. Yet when I send in the same prompt, one of them will be able to do it and the other won't. How do you let an AI agent use your SaaS without breaking everything? And I don't mean bypass permissions. I mean, can you scope down different agents from the same user to have different levels of access? For example, say on your email system, sometimes you want to chat just about your emails without worrying that it's going to send one to someone. Well, now you can do this using Descope. Now, thanks to Descope for sponsoring today's video. Descope provides identity journeys for customers and AI agents, and in today's video we're going to check out the Agentic Identity Hub, which allows you to authenticate users in your apps, get a unified view of agentic identities, secure MCP servers with auth and access control, which is what we're going to focus on today, and manage credentials for agents, and a bunch of other stuff. Essentially, it's your all-in-one way to manage and scope access instead of just giving every agent everything, which you should not do, even though I know everyone on YouTube loves to do it, including me sometimes. So let me show you in practice exactly what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you how to set this whole thing up. So this here is my FastMCP, and it used to have an MCP server for all its functionalities. If I log in, I can show you exactly what it does, so you can get an understanding for the MCP server. So you can create video angles, write video scripts, package videos up, and you can see also what your competitors are posting to see if there's anything interesting that you could repurpose. So the old Scripti key identified the correct user, but every user inherited the entire MCP toolset and all other permissions. I couldn't just make one connection read-only and another read-write when I'm using the same API for the same user. And that's why in today's video I'll show you just how easy it is to create some scopes up in Descope and then pass them in just simply using a JSON into your Claude when you start it running, or whichever agent you want to use. And then that's it. You can have bypass permissions, but yet you still control the scope of what it's able to access. So here inside of Descope, we have a new resource, right? So inside the resources, we have Scripti MCP. And if we open it up, you can see that we have this MCP server URL. Now here, of course, for you, you just change this to the actual URL that you have. And then underneath we have our MCP server scopes. We have two scopes. We have the read scope and we have the write scope. And so as you can imagine, when you want to use read only, write allows you to edit. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that there's actually a really fast, simple way to do this. All you have to do is copy that and then give it to Claude, and it'll basically be able to implement it. And so if we head on over then to policies, we have these three policies. So our first one, this here, is just simply MCP user access, right? Then we have a read and an editor. So the editor is read and write, and for here you have the value of script editor. Whereas if we go to the other one, we have Scripti viewer. And if we check the access scopes here, we have read for the viewer, and these are the access scopes I've just shown you in resources. And then for editor, we have read, and the plus one is then write. Now this small metadata document is what lets an MCP client discover that a resource is protected, where authorization lives, and which scopes it supports. So Claude just follows that to Descope. I sign in and consent, and then Descope returns the scoped access token. So here I configure Descope as the OAuth provider and define the two permissions this MCP supports, which is project reading and script writing. That provider is attached directly to FastMCP, so the MCP now requires a valid Descope token to run. Then I attach read permissions to list projects and write permission to update script, which is why the viewer never receives the update tool. And finally, Scripti uses the verified identity inside the token to select the workspace. It never trusts an account name supplied by the prompt. And so then if I come out of these different terminals, you can see that we're actually passing in this viewer MCP JSON. And on the other side, we're actually passing in an editor MCP JSON. On the left, the viewer, on the right, the editor. And the difference here is just the scope that you're passing in to this MCP server JSON, basically. These JSON files, they only request the scope. And Descope policy and consent decide what the agent actually has access to. So then if we start running these again, we'll paste in list all projects, don't modify anything. We'll send these into both and they'll both have read. Right, we had to restart the MCP server, but there we go. They can both read it. Perfect. Now if we paste in this next prompt instead, this is a write prompt, not just read. So we're asking it to go and actually change some of the content essentially in the database. Same user, same server, same project, and the same request. The viewer never received the update to, but the editor did, and the change persisted as revision 3. But remember, with this MCP server, it doesn't have access to everything. So although it can edit, it can't edit other demo projects. So for example here, we have another demo, Maya demo, as well as Look 101. And this time, it won't be able to get that information because it's not configured and signed in as that person. So you're signed into your own workspace, and then Descope allows you to then narrow that even further to a specific set of permissions to this specific agent. And if we hop back into Descope, you can see here the audit and troubleshooting log, essentially, of the access. Descope's audit proves that the same user can authorize 2 different clients. The scripted revision is the separate proof that the revision tool actually executed. And so the old scripted key answered one question: who are you? But now with Descope, we can scope that down to who are you and what are you allowed to do? And we can scope this into different terminal sessions for different Claude codes, so we can actually give them the relevant permissions. We're essentially taking enterprise level IAM access and we are putting this onto agents, which is really the next stage in development when you start to try to productize and productionize your vibe coded SaaS and MCP servers, because suddenly you realize everything has access to everything all the time. So you better fix yours before a problem arises. And thanks to Descope for sponsoring today's video. It's been such a mind opener, eye opener, to really dig into using Descope, because before that I would just like nervously sit and hope that my agent didn't break stuff, whereas now I can scope them down. So anyway, go check out Descope in the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.